Welcome back to Retrocidal's game channel. Today we'll be doing the second part of the review of the Triton Primer headsets. I think I said Premier in my last video, but it's actually Primer. So anyways, so far they've been a good headset, and they were easy to hook up. They did not require any syncing, and they worked right out of the box. I have not had to turn off my fish tank or anything else so far. The mic blocks out everything in the background pretty well. So even with my TV on, it still blocked out the TV, which is something that none of the Turtle Beach I've ever had ever did that. So like if you had the TV like on before, everybody would complain, oh, you're like echoing, or like they could hear the TV. You can still hear the TV if you turn it up loud, but you know, just not as much as usual. So I thought that was kind of cool, and that's what I noticed. So they do sound good. They're nice and loud. I do think they're louder than a Turtle Beach headset. They're pretty stylish. The black is stylish. So you know, they were just great out of the box, really. You know, the only downside that I can say is that they're not as comfortable as like a Turtle Beach headset. It's not real bad, but yeah, they're not as comfortable. So you can feel them a little bit, but you know, for the sound quality and the mic quality and the price you pay for these, compared to like a lot of other headsets, they're not bad. You know, they're great. I definitely give these a 4.5. on a scale of 1 to 5. So the only reason I wouldn't give it a perfect score is just because of they weren't comfortable, you know, as much as the other ones. And they didn't have the cool padding. And if they change that around later, maybe, who knows, they might. I think it's just the choice of material that it really comes down to. This is more like of a fake leather, and on an X32 it's like a cushion type mesh material, you know. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm sure, you know, it's just, that's the only difference. If they would have put that same material on this and made this a little more cushiony here, and then on top of here, then I think it would that would be pretty much it. That would have been a 5 there, especially for the money. One thing I do like is that there is no box between the wire that goes to the control and to your controller. You only have a plug, so I like that, because all the buttons are built into the side right here. Mic, game sound. You got a mute button right here, which is kind of cool, and then the power button's up here, which is also a sync button. But like I said, I never had to sync it, and it says in the instructions that you shouldn't have to sync these. So this has just been my review on them, and I think it's, you know, they're great headsets. $79.99. They actually were sold out at the Best Buy the first couple times I went, so I guess they must be selling alright. And I would think so, especially if you have problems with mic or a lot of background noise or something, then this is what you got to get. Because and I've also heard other reviews that have really good you know, reviews on them. The only difference between my review and their review is I do a follow-up video, which I notice a lot of people don't do, after actually using them. So I've actually used these. I actually used these for quite a few hours playing Battlefield 3, and I liked them, and it sounded good, and the gunfire sounded good, and actually I think I could hear more stuff out of these than I could out of the Turtle Beach, to tell you the truth. I don't know why. The only downside is there's no equalizer or anything like that. It's just kind of set on one setting, but they did pick the right setting, for me at least. You know, the sound sounds good. Everything sounds good on it. I've tried a couple games on it, and everything sounded good. Another problem I was noticing with the X32s compared to these, especially on Battlefield 3, was that like the jet would come through and you'd get like a warning lock. I don't know if you ever played that, but it makes a beeping sound, and then when they launch the missile at you, it goes beep, beep, beep faster, you know, and it really helps to be able to hear that. And I couldn't, for some reason on the X32s, it blocked those out, and I messed with the equalizer and stuff. It helped a little bit, but I mean, it wasn't like in the X31s where I could definitely distinctly hear the the noises that I need to hear. Especially it's also in the tank too when you get locked in a tank, so I can hear all those noises on here. And like I say, my only gripe would be that just the the comfortness, and then they could have made it maybe a tad bit more rugged. I guess they feel a little sturdy, but I wouldn't throw them around on the ground or misuse them too much, just because I'm sure they're still sturdy, but yeah, anything with plastic, little hinges and little tiny hinges that move like this and stuff, it's easy to break those off. And I turned them on, so there we go. And I actually can hear something from the TV. Oh, playing something on Netflix, I think, on the Xbox. And see? I don't know if you can hear it, but it's working. And so pretty cool. I definitely like that the controls are on the side instead up here, and there's nothing in between this and the controller. But thanks for watching, and this is my follow-up video on the Triton Premieres. I like them. I'm going to keep these and use these for my gaming headset because I think it's for the money, it's a really good deal, and I think it's, if you're spending $200-300 on a pair of headphones, you're either got a lot of money or you're crazy. In my personal opinion, if I got them for free, or I don't know, I had a lot of money. But if you're like the average gamer and you don't have a lot of money, but you do want to get a headset, then these are just as good. Don't let them fool you with all the new Dolby Digital and all that other junk, because these are just as good, and you can hear just as much stuff on these as you can any of those other ones. I know they say they're supposed to provide a little bit more like the directions, but I can tell what direction gunfire is coming from, what direction somebody's standing on these just fine, so I'm not sure what they're talking about really. I can hear everything perfect, so I don't know. Maybe you can hear some more birds in the background, or maybe you can hear like a wolf shitting in the forest or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're missing out on. But for me, great headset, great review. I give that definitely a 4.5 out of 5. And then just so easy to use, so easy to set up. I was using them right away, so no frustration. So yeah, if you want less frustration and don't want to spend a lot of money, grab these. Thanks for watching my video. I hope to put up some more videos on some retro games and stuff like that. So stay tuned and subscribe. Thanks.